So a question here asking us to look at criticising questions that have been written. So the first question says, write down one thing that was wrong with each of these questions. So the first question said, what is your age? It's given us some response boxes. So fairly straightforward question, what's your age? It wants us to tick one of these boxes. But then we can see there's a problem. What happens if I'm 15? Under 15, yeah, I could put 15 there. But then what if I'm 25? Well, 25, tick there, but I could also tick here. So there's overlapping response boxes. So that is a problem. The next question criticises this one. It says, how much exercise do you do? A bit, some, a lot. Well, lots of things wrong with this question then, because how much exercise do you do per day, per week, per month? So there's no time frame. Or vague responses. So basically, there's no time frame or vague responses. What does a bit mean? Those would be two easy answers for that particular question. It then goes on and says she wants to know how much time people spend exercising. Design a question that she could use. So the question would be something along the lines of, how much time do you spend exercising per week to the nearest hour? Again, we've got in here the time frame because we've got per week, that's important, and we've recognised that the question wanted something to do with time. So how much time do you spend exercising per week to the nearest hour? So we've also given a reference to the time frame, so working in hours rather than days or minutes or things like that. That's the question, but when it says design a questionnaire, she's using a questionnaire, then we also need the response boxes. Now at GCSE level, you only need 3 response boxes minimum, so I tend to go for 4, no more, no less. So what could be obvious responses to this? Well, people who do no exercise, so 0 hours. If it's to the nearest hour, then we could say the next response box is 1 to 2 hours. We don't want any overlapping responses, so we could say 3 to 4 hours, and then we could say over 5 hours. Now that allows anybody to tick one box only, and it covers all the options, so it's what's called exhaustive. Everybody can tick at least one of these boxes. So how much time do you spend exercising per week to the nearest hour? So we've got a time frame in there per week, and we've also got a time element in terms of people who are answering the question could recognise what you want, and then we've got these response boxes to cover it. So an example of how to think about criticising questions and writing a good question.